The Tao of Self-Confidence, Episode 94.
Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of courageous women finding their inner journey to self-confidence 5 days a week. Want to learn how you can change your inner beliefs and attitudes? Download a free copy of the ebook by visiting thetaoofselfconfidence.com.
Well, hello friend. Welcome to the Tao of Self-Confidence, where I share stories of amazing women who have discovered their inner journey of self-confidence. I'm your host today, Sheena Yap Chan, and today I have an amazing woman out today. She's from California. She is a branding strategist, a designer, and also a launch expert. And, I'm just really grateful that she's here to share her story on self-confidence. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you to Donna Arrogante. Donna, how are you today? Maybe you can fill in a little bit more about yourself to the listeners.
Hi, thank you for having me on, Sheena. I'm really grateful to be here. So I am a brand strategist and designer and launch expert, and I help solo entrepreneurs translate their essence onto their online platform, which is their website, their social media platforms. I mostly work with visionary entrepreneurs because I just love being a part of something like greater. There are a lot of people out there now who are like launching themselves and want to be seen and be visible online, and what I provide them is just the support to think about how they're going to communicate their message and their brand and attract their ideal clients out there, their ideal audience. And that process can be I know it is very undertaking, and so that's the support that I give them. And so at the end of it, they're launched, and all they can focus on after that is to do what they love to do, which is to serve their tribe, their audience. So in a nutshell, that's what I do. I help solo entrepreneurs translate their essence and launch them out to the online world.
Awesome. That's pretty amazing. I like how you're helping people with big visions, right? Having like kind of a higher calling, right? It's great to see that, so thanks for sharing that. And Donna, what's your cultural background?
I'm Filipina, so as you can imagine, my culture and tradition is very much like ingrained in the way I live my life. I actually was born in the Philippines, and I came here when I was 9 years old. And at that moment, I really had no idea what was going on. I didn't really understand why the changes were being made. I was kind of just going along with the flow, with whatever my parents wanted. But, as I grew older, I realized just how lucky I was to have gone down, like this path. And I think about all the people in the world who could have like taken my place to, come here. But out of like all of my cousins, and, I was the one, my sister and I were the ones chosen to come here. And so growing up, I've always felt just so privileged and lucky. And the reason why I do what I do now is kind of like how I want to give back to the world, of how grateful I feel with all these opportunities that are at my fingertips, like especially with the internet and having the knowledge that I want. And I can just I have access to so much knowledge. Becoming a solo entrepreneur has been, the greatest way I felt I could, give that back and give back with my gifts. And so growing up Filipina, of course, hard work is part of my culture. I grew up working my butt off, and I would not be here without that ethic and value that, my parents instilled in me. But I also am trying to break through that paradigm, because now being as a solo entrepreneur, I want to learn how to work smarter and create systems that work for me, that are automated. I'm still trying to break through that mentality of everything. You have to work hard for everything. I know I have that in my back pocket. I know I could work my ass off. But now it's time to shift that paradigm, and I want to be an example for my nieces and nephews, that if you work smart first and then hard that you can, accomplish anything. So yeah, I know I went all over the place there, but I just wanted to tie in, how I grew up knowing working hard is something I valued really.
I totally agree with you because, like you, I was also born in the Philippines, so I understand what hard work is.
Oh, yes!
Yes. So I totally understand what hard work is like, especially in Filipino culture. It's something that we take pride of, so I totally understand. So thanks for sharing that. And, Donna, what would be your favorite self-confidence quote?
Wow, I have so many. I mean, I usually pull them from songs. There's one anthem right now that I love to dance to. It's from Megan Trainor called Better When I'm Dancing. Because when you dance, you just become just so aligned with who you are in your element, and you just kind of forget about the world and you just show up as you, and you show up 100% authentic you. So I love that, Better When I'm Dancing. So I also like Jessie J. She has a song called Masterpiece, and my favorite lyrics from her song is called Uphill Battle. I look good when I climb. I'm ferocious, precocious. And then she kind of raps it, but she says, I like the view from the top. So just knowing that you look good as you climb, because the climb is going to happen anyways, and it doesn't have to, be so ugly. So that gives me a lot of confidence when I think about the song. And the song is really awesome. I highly suggest you listen to the song. It just makes you feel like you can do anything. So it's called Masterpiece. And she talks about not being done yet. She still has so much to do, but she's going to look good doing it. So, yeah, I get a kick out of that song.
Awesome. I'll have to check that song out. I like looking good all the time. I mean,
yes,
Yes,
right?
We do it for ourselves, right? If it's a way to feel good, why not, right? So I really love that. Thanks for sharing it. And Donna, what would be, in your own words, your definition of self-confidence?
My definition of self-confidence always comes down to self-acceptance, self-love, and being compassionate with yourself. Sometimes I challenge myself to go out into the public without makeup and not caring about my clothes, just so I could really just shine from the inside out. And it's really given me so much perspective on how society responds to you. And I've met some really cool people just by doing that. It's funny. And even, if I can go into relationships, before, when, my past relationships, I would never show up on dates or meetups with my boyfriend without makeup or feeling, or dressing up, fully dressing up nicely. And now I found somebody who I can just lounge around with without any makeup, and he sees me as this goddess. Yeah. And it's weird. It was when I shifted my perspective on how I show up in the world, regardless if I wear makeup or look nice. It's about how I present myself from the inside out. And I feel that is really what confidence is you accepting yourself and knowing when you feel you're beautiful, other people will feel that and see that. And when you see the flaws in yourself, then other people will see that too. So it's a reflection. People will reflect to you what you see in yourself. And that's been the greatest lesson that I've taken and applied to everything that I do, even in my business. I have to have so much confidence in myself, because I am, after all, I have to be an example for people to have confidence in themselves. And so that's really helped me so much. And it wasn't easy. It was a process to get there. I've done a lot of inner work. Years of inner work and spiritual work, but it really had, at the end of the day, it was my choice. There wasn't anybody who can give me what I needed. I needed to flip the switch on that. So just choose to love yourself.
I love that. Great message. And it's true. We have to start loving ourselves in order to attract the right things into our life, whether it's a man, a business, or, even your health, right? You got to learn to accept who you are and love yourself so that, everything else will fall into place. So love that definition. Thank you so much. And, what was your life like before the discovery of self-confidence?
I was always seeking. I was always trying to find ways to feel validated. And I was always overperforming. Like, talk about hard work and having that ethic. I never thought that what I would do is enough. Like, I always wanted to do more to prove myself to people. And that really hurt me because it affected my health, it affected my relationships. I would just work long hours just to, prove to my bosses that I'm, a good employee. And so I missed out on family and friend gatherings. There's so many scenarios, but it was just an unhealthy, unbalanced life. And until I really accepted myself that, hey, I'm not defined by what I do for people, that's when things really started to change. But prior to that, I was really overworking myself and worrying about things and pleasing people all the time. And it was not good. It wasn't healthy at all.
I think also, as Asian women, we always have this like thing that we always have to overperform or show like how good we are.
How obedient we are.
Yeah, just to get that validation that you mentioned, right? And it can be really draining, right? Because then you're always it's just never, like you said, it's never good enough. People will always expect more and more. So, what was that point in your life when you realized you didn't always have to do that? You're just fine with who you are, right? Like you said, you just want to, show people how you show up in the world, and you were happy with just being who you are.
It took some time to get to that place, and it happened when I left my job and I got into entrepreneurship. And that was when things really turned around because I have no boss but myself. And then I really got to see from a different perspective. Like, it took for me to not be in that environment to see it. And now more than ever, I have to check myself to see if I am trying to overdo anything. Okay, like, you've done enough today. You've done all you can. And even if you only did one small piece, it's okay. It's okay. It's not the end of the world.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And, after that realization, what's your life like now?
I gotta say, every day I live my life so present and so in tune with myself. Not in a selfish way, but I know it's coming from a bigger place. It's coming from a place of feeling like I am this like huge universe where I'm showing up to do my part. But I know it takes a lot of internal realization to see how that I have responsibilities. I want to contribute to the planet in a big way, but it takes for me to really focus on my goals and my dreams. And so I have a different perspective now in my contribution. It's not so much pleasing, it's pleasing the world or pleasing anyone. There's like no boss, there's freedom, but there's also so much creativity too. So I feel like every day is a blank canvas, and it's just so freeing to be in that space because I always tap into my creativity in everything that I do. And if it feels good to me, then I'll do it. So a lot of my intuition, a lot of my creativity is integrated into like my everyday life, into projects, and even the clients that I meet. It always has to feel good. It always has to feel right. I try now not to do anything just for the money, but also trust that the money will follow when I follow my bliss.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing that. And it's a great feeling when you can do something for the greater good and be able to receive, whatever it is, whether it's money or, just even helping someone out there. Because the more you can give, just you get it back tenfold, 100-fold, right? So it's really a great feeling. So thanks for sharing that. And, Donna, if the woman who's listening to your episode, she's on her own journey to self-confidence, and what would be that one tip you would give to her?
My one tip to your listeners, if you're out there, is to shower yourself with love, to shower yourself with so much love and be free and relish in your own beautiful energy. It's such a free feeling. And shower yourself with gifts. Take yourself out on a date and, read the books that you want to read, paint and sing and dance and celebrate yourself. Because we're only here on the planet for a short amount of time, and we also can't give to others what we can't give ourselves. So shower yourself with love and just smile while you're doing it. It's such a fun thing.
I love it. And, a smile can make a huge difference, right? Even if it's you or someone you see on the street, if you see them having a bad day, just a smile can really brighten up their day. So I really love those tips that you mentioned. And Donna, if our listeners want to get to know a little bit more about you and what you do, or just you in general, right? Is there any links or social media profiles we can connect with?
Yeah, I actually have a free training series to help people find their essence and translate it into a brand. And I talk a lot about having that self-confidence so that you really bring that out into your brand. So, and the link to that is Launch Your Soul Brand.
Awesome. So launchyoursoulbrand.com, right?
Yes.
Well, thanks for sharing that, Donna. I'm sure our listeners would love that free video series to check it out and, be able to infuse their soul into their branding and be able to just, shine in the world, right? So thank you so much. And to our listeners, if you want to connect with Donna, you can also head on over to the taoofselfconfidence.com and search for Donna's name. Her show notes will pop up along with everything else we talked about today. And I really just want to thank Donna for taking the time to share her story with us and share her tips. So Donna, thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Gina. Thank you. I'm so grateful.
No problem. It was an honor to have you on. And to our listeners, be on the lookout for another new episode of another amazing woman's journey to self-confidence. And we'll catch you later. Bye for now.
Thank you for joining us on another episode of The Tao of Self-Confidence. Visit thetaoofselfconfidence.com for links to everything we chatted about today, as well as killer resources, gifts, and so much more. Subscribe to The Tao of Self-Confidence on iTunes or Stitcher to hear more stories of amazing women finding their inner journey to self-confidence.